Ebony and welcome to my channel. So today is Flosstube number 11 and I'm back for a cross stitching update. If you stayed until the very last second of my previous video, you'll be wondering why I'm back, because I said that I would try and get back for monthly videos for the foreseeable and it wouldn't be until the end of October. Well, as soon as I said that, literally everything went quiet and I have the house to myself, so I am going to continue filming just as and when I can. Hopefully that will be every 2 weeks, but if it's not, then it's not. So instead of keep telling you different times, I'm just going to go with it. But for now, everything seems quiet and clear for the next, well, for the foreseeable, so we're going to just carry on. I want to start out with some shout outs, just so that if those people that I shout out don't want to wait until like the end of my video, then they don't have to. So I've got two today. I've got Brittany Cross Stitches. I've been watching her for quite a while and she stitches a lot of fancy ladies. She has got some full coverage, at least one. I think she's shown it on her last video. But she stitches a lot of Bella Filipina and Mirabilias. Beautiful, beautiful work. She dyes her own fabric. She has got a tutorial on her channel for how she does that. And yeah, I really enjoy watching her. So I will link her channel below. And then also a new Flosstuber is Catherine Stitches. So Catherine is lovely. She's from Northern Ireland. She's going down the rabbit hole of all the new full coverage starts, which is amazing. And we sometimes chat in private message or on like live streams that we're both in. And yeah, she's really nice. She's stitching the Wednesday piece from Stitches So Beautiful, and she's got loads done on that, so that's really fun to see. And then she's got quite a few pieces that I've never even seen before. I really enjoy watching her, and her voice, her accent is really relaxing. And yeah, go and check her out if you are interested. So I've got quite a bit to show you and to talk about today, so I'm going to jump straight in with, I'll put my notes over here. Let me move this table 1 second, just so I can see them. So my first piece I want to show you is my Bedtime Stitch. So I said in my last video, I think it was, that I was spending too much time on my phone when I should be really relaxing. So at bedtime, I've started pulling this stitch out. It's been going really well. This is called Flamboyance of Flamingos. It is one of the shooting stars from Carolyn Manning, and you should be seeing what it was like, what it's like when it's finished, and I'll pop up a before picture as I show my piece. So this is stitched on 25 count 1/1. This is a bit different fabric, and I will get to that, and I will not forget because it's in my notes. And I'll talk about the fabric a little bit later on, but it's 25 count 1/1 full cross, and this is where I've got to, so I'm really pleased with this. I put in 770 stitches, and that takes me to a total of 1,129 stitches out of 36,481, and I'm now at 3.09%. So I've just been stitching this like 80 stitches, 100 stitches in the evening. Well, in the evening, I mean in bed before I go to sleep. And I know people talk about daily stitches and how you do get good progress. And I can't believe that this has got to 3% already. I'm really pleased with it. And the colours. I am missing 2 colours, so that's why there's gaps up here. I need to get that, but I'm not making an order for one thread. I did make an order and I forgot to add it in. But when I talk about the fabric, I will talk about why all my ends are just kind of hanging out because I don't like that, but I will get to that. So I'm really, really pleased with that one. Where can I put all of these? The next one I want to show you is my focus piece. It is Mini Together in Paris. Here's what it looks like when it's finished. This is by charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by Isabella Karolowicz. And I've been working on this every Monday and Tuesday, just because they're my busier days, and I figured I'd put them into this instead of taking it off, something that I don't get to work on as often. So I've hit a couple of fun milestones on this one. So I'll show you before as I'm showing it. And here is where I am now. Look at that. It is looking amazing. So I put in 3,072 stitches, bringing this to a total of 20,012 stitches out of 59,150. That brings me to 33.83%. So I've got this over 20,000 stitches in total, and I'm over a third done. So I'm really happy. I've been working up from here and working my way down using the typewriter method. It is filled in over here with light stitches you can't really see, and the skyline is starting to come in there, which is like all the light greys and all that stuff, but really happy with that. So that is going to be so nice when it's done. So it's coming along, a third done. I'm so happy with that. Every time I work on it, I'm just happy to see it grow that little bit more, and obviously working towards getting it done. Moving on, this is a new start. So I've had 2 new starts since you last seen me, and this is one of them. So I spoke about this one in my last video because it was a haul, and as soon as all the bits came in, I started it immediately. I'm stitching this with my friend Lucy, and we want to get it finished by the next retreat that we're both going to be at, which is in September. So here's a picture of where when it's finished. I have split this up into 10 parts, which I intend to do monthly. Now, at the beginning, I will probably go ahead and get those parts knocked out, but as I go down, and I'll explain how I've split it up, as I go down, the stitching gets more dense, and I'm hoping that if I work ahead in the earlier months, then I'll have a bit more time in the later months to catch up. So I'll show you where it is, and then I'll tell you where I'm at. I mean, how I divided it. So this is what I got to. So there is some Krynic in there, which is here and here. That is a number 8 braid, so it is quite thick. I was using a size 22 needle to do that, and it's got some water lilies in there and some DMC. So I started at the top, and yeah, that's where I got to. So you can see the shape of the arch coming in. So the way I divided this up was the chart height is 245 stitches. So I rounded that up to 250 and divided that by 10, so that's 25. So each part is the whole width of the piece by 25 stitches down. So in strips of 25 stitches are my monthly parts. So the October month isn't done yet, but this is coming out today, which it's Friday, and I've decided to work on fancy pieces. So it's going to be Fancy Friday. So anything fancy lady, fancy mermaid, anything with beads, anything I consider fancy, I will stitch on Fridays. So yes, this is stitched on 28 count 2/2, or as called for. I will be doing the skin 1/1, but I've not got there. And this is Cyan Zest by Luella's Hand-Dyed Fabrics, and it is this. It's showing up better this week. It's green with bits of like lime involved. Cyan Zest is a good name for it. So that was that, and I am looking forward to getting this out today. I'm working on it. I'm gonna bead as I go down as well. So I did order, this is now in a 14 by 11 inch Q-snap. So I ordered the 14-inch extenders to try and fit in the width so I could bead, and I will build the Q-snap bigger as I get down to the bottom. So yes, that was so fun. I'll put this separate because I'm working on it today. The next one was stained glass butterfly. Here's a picture of what it's like when it's finished. This is charted by Pink Lily Patterns on Etsy, and it is stitched 25 count 1/1 full cross. And I got the page finished on this one, which I'm really pleased. Let me show you. Look at those colours. This one got 1,678 stitches, bringing it to a total of 7,860 stitches out of 202,500, and it is now at 3.88%. So look at them. Them blues are so saturated. It was like a colouring book, and you can see the shading in this part of the wing here. That was really fun to stitch. And then I brought down, as I finish this page, there is a couple of stitches that aren't done in that page, but I'll get to those if those colours are in that page but they're mainly like scattered around, I'll wait. So I still consider the page done. And then I moved on to this page. I worked in the part of threads that were up here. I continued the black down to shape the wing out, and that was about it before I put it away. Oh, love it. Love it. Now, for my second Fancy Friday, since I've seen you, no, it wasn't. I think there's only been one Fancy Friday, and I worked on my Chatelaine. I worked on the Sol on another day, but that was before Fancy Friday was a thing. So, Fancy Friday was Chatelaine day. Try and tighten this up while I talk. So the reason why I decided to do Fancy Fridays was because I have my son at school, so I can put a larger frame on the sofa and not take up his space. And so I decided to pull this out, and I got quite a bit done. So I'll let you stand up for this one because it is a monster frame. So I finished the beading all in this section here. So there's beads all around the border. And it is really annoying that you don't get the sparkle in the camera. Well, you might get a bit. Shall I move it? You can see it glistening a little bit as I move it side to side. So I did that, and then I stitched these, I think they're called flower beds in the instructions. I put in the waves, they just need beads. There was a lot of petite treasure buried over here. And then I did these specialty stitches down here. So the bottom dark bits here are just backstitched. The stems are backstitched. And then these flowers in here are specialty stitches. So this is like half of a Jessica stitch, I think it is, with like a eyelet kind of thing at the top. Same with this flower, and then the middle one is, what is that? Back stitch and a lazy daisy, and then a bead will go in that as well. So let me move it over here and show you where I was before. But you really just don't get how pretty this is on camera. I mean, it still looks good, but it is so blingy in real life. And I love stitching on it. So this is stitched on 32 count pearl grey even weave from Zweigart. They call for the same colour fabric but in linen. I went for the even weave. And what I plan to do with this one is kind of work everything that is in the scroll before I move. I'm not going in rounds. But yes, amazing. Love this. Let me loosen my tension before I put it away. So yeah, I love working on that one. It is just so nice with the silks. I mean, it is tricky with reading the instructions. It's not just straight cross stitch, but it is a nice change. So moving on, we're back to full coverage, and I worked on Water Nymph. Here's what it looked like when it is finished. This is charted by Lindsay at Blushing Pink Stitches, and the artwork is by Vanilla Art. And here is where it is now. Look at all that background. I'm going to be in background for like at least 5 years. But it's okay. This one got, let me move my thing. This one got 2,739 stitches, bringing it to a total of 19,463 out of 436,158. And it is now at 4.46%. So we're almost at 20,000 stitches and we're almost at 5%. And when I started this, I think I started this in December last year, and I made a goal that I wanted to get it to 5% each year, and I am almost there. So hopefully I can get this out and get another 0.5%. But 0.5% is like 2,000 and something stitches. So it is not just like a few stitches, it is a full rotation for me. But yeah. I mean, it's a pretty sky, but it's sky. The good thing about this is it goes really, really fast. In my first day of working on this, I got about 2,000 stitches. And then I was going to put it away for the next thing because the 2,000 stitch rotation. But I had one more day until I was working on Mini Paris. So I thought, oh, just keep this out. And I got another 700 stitches. Yeah. But it is nice to have a piece that it's just really easy stitching at the minute. I mean, it probably won't be like that for the whole thing, but there is quite a lot of background and I may as well just be plugging away at that while I've got a bit of time to do it. So, love that. The next one I worked on was Mini City Life New York. So another one artwork by Isabella Korolowicz, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And here's what it looks like when it's finished. So this one, I mean, after working on Mini Paris for, 4 days out of the couple of weeks, I didn't really want to work on this, but I did. I pulled it out for one day and I got 906 stitches. So This one is now at 8,397 out of 78,650, bringing it to 10.68%. I left it in the Q-snap so you could see the before picture, and I will take one side out now so you can see, because I'm working along the top on this in two, like 10 by 20 towers along the full top, so we can get the variation of the dark to light, because I don't want to be stuck in a page where I'm doing a full page of just white stitches. Let's see if we can show you. Of course, I have to take all four sides out. I need new clamps for my Q-snaps as well. That's why they've all got the batting. I used to quilt, so I've got tons of batting, and I use it to hold my fabric tight because my clamps are getting loose. So that is the full, well, it ends, I think, about here. But that's what we've got so far. So yeah, like I was saying, I don't want to be stuck in that middle bit doing a full page. So at least I pulled it out and got 900 stitches. And then the last one is a new start as well. So there was quite a few of us that started this for Kathy's birthday, who is in our group chat, and it is called Sunset at Hogsmeade. I'll put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished, and I will also put the Etsy shop that we bought it from, because I don't really know how to say it. So this one got 849 stitches last night, and that is out of 180. I've put 188, but I think it's 183,750, and that brings me to 0.46%. So we're just in the sky. This is the start of one of the buildings. There's a chimney that comes up here. But yeah, I only had one day on this. But at least it got something. And hopefully next time we'll have something to show you on that piece. So that's all the whips. And I want to talk about the fabric that I am using for this. So I was on Hobby Jobby. This was a few weeks back, and I forgot to tell you. So I was on Hobby Jobby, and they had a sale on fabric, so I got fabric. So I decided to get 2 large pieces of 25 count. Obviously that's what I stitch on, so while it was on sale I thought I'd get some. And it came, and it is not the fabric I usually buy. So I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison. So this is the fabric I usually use. It is 25 count Easy Guide fabric from Zweigart, and then this side is the Hobby Jobby fabric. Now you can see it's different already. The grid lines on the Zweigart here, they're both Zweigart. The grid lines on the fabric I usually use is every 10 stitches. I'll show you. So it's a single grey line, and you use that as either your first stitch or your last stitch. Or your first stitch or your last stitch. I usually use it as my last stitch, so my last stitch will always be in the grey. Then on this fabric, like I said, it is Zweigart, it is 25 count. I don't know if you can see that, but this grey line here, where my finger is 2 over 2 stitches. So it is your first and your last stitch. So the grey goes around each box entirely. I don't know whether I'm explaining that well, but if you use gridded fabric, you hopefully know what I'm talking about. Not only is that different, so I can get used to that. I just have the grey line as my first stitch and then my last stitch. The texture is different. So this is fabric. It is a bit stiffer than others, like, but that's what I like about it. But it is still fabric, like it's like cotton, or you know, it's pliable. You can scrunch it up, and it's nice. This thing is like plastic. I don't know if you can hear this. It is like, I can't explain it. You can see at the edges, like that is stiff. That's not freeing. Well, it is freeing, but it's not like, it's not normal. That's what I'm trying to say. Also, it is more see-through. You can't see it. It would probably be better if I had a light behind it. But this is a lot more see-through than this is. In person. Now, because it is like plastic, and I think it is plastic, it's definitely not the same material as this. I can't do the pin stitch to finish, which is a method I've been using a lot recently. I can't paste the fabric on this. So that is the reason why I have these dangling ends. Another thing is the holes are bigger, so I'm having to use a size 26 needle instead of a size 28, because as I'm stitching on this with a 28 needle, the needle is just falling right through. So it is a bit annoying. So I've moved up to a size 26, and yeah, so I've got 2 big pieces of this. I have kitted up my Nordic Night with it, so we'll see what it's like when I'm not stitching it like literally like this. And I can stitch two-handed, and hopefully I can bear better with that. But I did want to talk about that. So this must be what they send in the kits. Like I said, it is Zweigar. It's fine. It is just not preferred. It's not my preferred one. I prefer this one, not this one. When it first came out of the packet, I thought it had cardboard in the middle. Do you know, to keep it stiff, to keep it nice and folded. And when I opened it and there was no cardboard, I realised, what is this? This is not what I thought it was. But I've got a ton of it now, so I did want to just let you know, if you're buying fabric from there, it is not the same. I thought it was. Haul. I bought 2 quick stitches from the Hay sale. I got Quick Stitch Tranquil Tulip. Here's what it looks like. This is by Hannah Disney. And I also bought Quick Stitch Blue Butterfly from Ching Chow Kuik. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. The Blue Butterfly, I have my fabric cut. I'm just not sure if I want to start it yet. I'm just not enjoying the starts as much. They're coming thick and fast, and I think I'm losing steam. So I'm still going to go ahead with my planned starts, but I'm not in the mood really to be starting anything that is not planned, which is okay. That Blue Butterfly is only 16,000 stitches, and I got this because I seen Emma stitching it at the retreat from Emma's X Stitching, I think her channel is. I'll link it down below. And she was doing it cross country colour completing because it is so tiny. It's like this big. So I think I'm going to do the same. So I'm not going to kit it up. I'm just going to grab a colour, stitch it wherever it goes. That may be my next bedtime stitch when that one's finished. So it might be a while. That's not set in stone. That's just an idea. And then when I bought the Q-Snap extenders for Sol Tropica. Did I tell you what that one was called? It's called Sol Tropica. I also bought a bit of fabric for a start that I'm planning for my birthday, which is in March. And I also bought this needle minder. So these are all from Cross and Crafts. And it is Hogwarts. Look at my face. So they're from Cross and Crafts on Etsy. They sell CXC and Q-Snaps accessories. But it's like, oh, it's like gold. Where all these lines are. It really is pretty. So I love that, and it's a big size. I've not been using it for my needles just because I've got a needle here. When you stick the needle on, they stick right in the middle. And so when they stick right in the middle, sometimes I can't get it off like as easy. Obviously it's easy to show you because I can get my whole hand on it, but when it's stuck on the fabric, I like to use a smaller magnet so it's kind of like sticking off the edges, so I can just grab one of the edges. But it's so pretty, and it's gonna go on I'm gonna use it for my sunset at Hogsmeade, and also the castle new start that's happening next month. So I bought it with the castle in mind because it's the castle. So I bought that. And I think that's it for the stitching. Before I go, I did want to talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on. I just wanted to send all my love and best wishes to everyone in Florida who has been affected by the Hurricane Milton. I was glued to the coverage all night when it was coming in, and then the next day, and seeing the aftermath is just devastating. I truly wish you all the best, and hope that the cleanup process and everything that is coming in the next few days and few weeks and probably months goes as smoothly as possible, and I hope you all stay safe. It's truly just heartbreaking seeing it all unfold. And also another thing I want to mention is Unconventional Cross Stitch, which is full coverage charting company, had a devastating fire at their home, which is also their business, and it is, from what I've heard, it is completely destroyed everything. So yeah, it's really sad news. To hear that part of the stitching community has gone through something so devastating is not nice to hear, and I send all my love and best wishes to the family. I know a lot of people have been buying PDF charts to support them. There is also a GoFundMe page, which I'm not sure if I can link, but I will try to link, to make a little donation to support them in rebuilding their life. So yeah, I just wanted to mention those two things and send all my love, support and best wishes to those that I mentioned. So on that note, I think I'm finished. I'm going to go. I'm going to stitch on Sol Tropica today. I cannot wait. And we're going out for a family meal later on for my uncle's 50th birthday. So we're going to a Lebanese restaurant, which is really good. I went a few months ago and I'm really looking forward to it. And I don't have to cook. Yeah, so thank you all so much for watching, liking, commenting and subscribing. I really appreciate it. And any questions, just give me a message. I'm over on Instagram on the same handle as well, it's Stitches with Ebony. So yes, I'm always up for a little chat. Right, I'm going. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.